All right, we're here with Brooke Richards and Ansley Richards, and we're working on some cupcakes. Girls, what kind of cupcakes are we making tonight?
We are making peppermint hot chocolate cupcakes. It's a recipe from Cupcake Wars.
From Cupcake Wars. And what we have here, it looks to me like we have two separate mixes going. Why are there two separate mixes going? What's happening with that?
Because one is for the 60-day turnaround diet, and one is just regular from the ingredient list.
Gotcha. And so Ansley here is doing some mixing. Ansley, what are you mixing? Do you know what's even in that mix right there?
There is egg, there is coffee, and there is some chocolate.
Okay. Very
and
good.
there is some homemade buttermilk.
Homemade buttermilk. Okay. You combine some Beyond Organic Amasi, plain flavored Amasi, with regular grass-fed cow's whole milk to make our buttermilk. I understand. And then over here in this one, I believe we have some different items here. So I think, if I remember correctly, in this bowl here, we've got almond flour, we've got xylitol for sweetener, and then we've got some baking soda, baking powder, so we can get some life and some leavening into that. And then there's, of course, some 100% cacao, unsweetened cacao there, or unsweetened cocoa.
And in
over
that
here,
one,
yep.
there is some different kind of chocolate chip.
Oh, so we call those carob chips. So we have unsweetened carob chips in here. We could use unsweetened chocolate.
There is
coffee still. The buttermilk, and egg as well. Isn't there egg in that mixture?
And there is egg in the mix.
Very good. Oh.
What's
So what we're doing then is we're going to make this this cupcake, and we're going to have one set of cupcakes that's, for anybody who doesn't really mind having some sugar right now, and that would be your mix over here, and your mix has some actual regular flour, or maybe not regular flour, but wheat flour, and it has some real sugar as well as xylitol mixed together in there, some cacao and the baking powder and soda, etc. So let's see how this thing turns out. All right. So here we have the nearly finished product of the 60-day turnaround viable cupcakes. If you look, you'll notice there's a significant amount of collapse. This happens a lot when you're making flax bread or almond flour based bread. This is almond flour that we used here. And the reason it does is because it doesn't rise well. So, with the baking soda, powder, etc. Probably what we did is we got a little overzealous with the cupcakes, trying to get them into these large cupcake containers. Hey Ansley, I'm talking on the right now. So what that means really is that I think if we had poured these into small amounts into small cupcake tins, we probably could have done pretty well. But it tastes pretty amazing. We have noticed that the taste is awesome. So they look kind of crazy. I don't plan on putting anything in as far as a frosting topping. We'll just do plain whipped cream. So heavy whipping cream, no sweetener, and just use one of our automatic whipped cream makers. For example, we have this one right over here that we'll use here. So this little guy here, we just put the cream in, use a CO2 cartridge to charge it right here at the top, and then just like that, we've got ourselves whipped cream that'll come off the top here. So we'll use that to coat these here, and that'll be good for the 60-day turnaround people in my household. But these little kids over here, they're going to probably go ahead and eat something else that's not quite so approved. So here we have our bakers, Ansley and Brooke here. So Brooke, tell me, what's the consensus? Well, we haven't tasted this one yet, but we tasted the other one, the 60-day turnaround cupcake. What do you think?
It is amazing. I've never tasted a better cupcake, and this one is fit for the 60-day turnaround diet.
So
you have got to try this.
So it's pretty good, you think?
It's good.
All right, excellent.
It's better than ours.
Well, you haven't tasted yours yet, but I imagine yours are pretty close. Now, let me ask you. So yours here, what's the resounding flavor we're going to end up with when we're done with these cupcakes? Given what I have in front of me. What's in front of me here? What is this?
That is a peppermint frosting.
Peppermint frosting. So in that, there's what? Some powdered sugar, some butter, and then what gave it the peppermint flavor?
Peppermint extract.
Oh, peppermint extract. Very good. And I see we have some peppermint candies here to put in. So we're going to basically take these cupcakes, put this frosting on it, and then have a little peppermint candy sticking out the top, huh? So that's pretty good. All right, I think we're pretty much done. Just got to frost them up, and it'll all be over. So there we are, finished product. We've got a Christmas in July, because that's what we're doing at House Sprout today and for the last week and this coming week. Perfect chocolate peppermint cupcake. And it's a hot chocolate peppermint cupcake. If you remember, we had coffee and hot chocolate flavors in here with peppermint frosting and a snowy pile on top. Very good. Enjoy. So we have the final product of the 60-day turnaround, a proved chocolate brownie. This thing tastes ridiculous, by the way. I'm shocked at how good it tastes. So to remind you of what we put in this thing, we started with a mixture of carob chips and hot coffee, and we would kind of mix those together to soften those carob chips pretty well. Then we put together some dry ingredients. We had a little bit of almond flour. We used xylitol as a sweetener. Now stevia is our more preferred sweetener, but xylitol is okay on occasion. We like to stay away from most of the itols, maybe a little bit of erythritol here and there, but mostly just stevia if we need a sweetener. Then from there, we also put in our leavening, baking powder, baking soda, some salt, just some basic things to kind of get this thing to rise a little bit. And it's definitely collapsed. You can kind of look in there and see that it collapsed still, but it's very moist, very tasty. I would say this is awesome. We put in some cacao, just powder, just chocolate powder, basically unsweetened cocoa. And we like to use some healthy varieties of that, try to get some organic stuff so we know it's clean. And then after that, we whipped up some eggs and we created our own buttermilk. We used a Mossy with whole milk, and the milk we use is grass-fed milk. And so then from there, we took this all together, got it blended up nice and thick, and then we baked it. Added heavy whipping cream. It's just heavy whipping cream on top there. And so this guy is incredible. I've just been amazed at how tasty this is. So we wouldn't make these all the time. One of the goals that I have in the 60-day turnaround is that we control our addictions. And so one of the addictions that we want to control is what? It's the addiction to sweet. Even if not just sugar, but just the sweet. So we don't want to just go crazy on the sweetening. So enjoy!